Hey everybody, Dylan here from Iceberg TV. Today we're going to be checking out the Kristin Lätt Bullseye Grace. The Grace is a distance driver that I have really enjoyed ever since they first released it a few years ago. Let's get into the review. All right, so let's see how the stability compares. We'll start things off with the stock Royal Grace, then we'll throw the Project Grip, and then we'll throw the new Bullseye. Just put them up in the air and see if they turn or not. It's typically how a stock Grace is gonna fly at my arm speed. Not gonna quite hyzer flip to turn, but it definitely popped up to flat form, which is pretty good. But most notably, these Project Grips and Bullseyes have way more pop top and dome than the stock. With that dome, looks like it flies a bit more stable as well, landing us on the left side of the fairway here. This one also has a really nice pop top. That's really what's going to differentiate this run from the stock Royal one. The Royal one does not have this pop top. You can hear the heartbeat on this thing. Let's put it up in the air and see if it turns. Yeah, so flying pretty stable on that sort of stock hyzer release. Let's try and flatten them out a little bit and see if we can get a little bit more turn out of these things. And what I can say, just right out of the box, first initial impression, having more dome is going to make the Bullseye and the Project Grip a bit more stable than the stock Royal Grace. I'll give you guys a quick look at the side profiles here. You can see Project Grip on the left, the Bullseye on the right. Very similar pop top dome, but the Royal one, definitely not nearly as domey as the other two. So in my experience, that little bit of dome is going to add some extra stability. We had a right to left coming down this way, but going back, we've got a left to right kind of headwind blend here. So I'm expecting to see quite a bit more turn, especially going back into this type of wind. Let's start with the normal Royal stock Grace. That's kind of boomed. That left to right, once it started getting nose up and fading, the wind absolutely just drove that one down into the grass. This is the Project Grip. Let's see if it gets a similar turn with it being so much domier. Whew, the wind is getting pretty stiff right now. Yeah, see, still a bit more stability. Swing back to the left at the end here. Man, I love, it's got that feel of the Royal plastic that I much prefer over the Project Grip, but it's got that dome of the Project Grip that I really, really like. I'm excited to throw some forehands coming back this way. Smoke that one a little bit harder and just look at that fade back to the left at the end. Coming into a pretty strong wind, definitely popping up with a little bit of turn the Grace typically does, but still having a nice controllable fade back to the end. Honestly, a perfect workhorse distance driver for players that are throwing anything under 65 miles an hour. You're gonna really enjoy throwing the Grace. All right, let's throw some forehands out into this tailwind, right to left. See if we can't throw some nice distance forehands. Forehand is coming back, hopefully soon to be stronger than ever. I'm gonna try and put a little secret sauce on these, see if we can't push some big distance here. That was a little bit of secret sauce. That's probably a little 400 golf line, Project Grip. I was bagging this for forehand distance shots for a while. I was really liking the Project Grip because of the dome factor. Boom. Little boom sauce on that one, that's for sure. Oh, all the way up on the top of the hill. That's easy 420. That dome is getting me so much more distance. And now a little secret sauce on the Bullseye. This thing is like even domier than the Project Grip. This one's a super dome Grace. Oh, there it is. Look at the beef. That's big beef. Absolute shmoney forehand distance driver. And I've always been a fan of the Grace for those forehand lines. Something that always just kind of like pops in and out of my bag. I'm always testing out new discs, but I keep all of my Graces on my shelf that's in my office. That's like the stuff I actually like to put in a tournament level bag. And it's a pretty small shelf, and the Graces live on that shelf. So if I ever lose whatever my go-to Wraith, go-to Destroyer, go-to Trail, the Grace can just come off the shelf, go into the bag, and give me that exact shot that you guys just saw me throw 3 times. Just big power, distance forehand, right around that 400-foot distance mark. All right, last set of throws for today. We are going back into pretty much at this point a direct headwind. We'll try and pop these up on like a slight hyzer, starting off with the stock Royal Plastic Grace. That is just slapped. Hit the bench. Oh, it's past the bench. Oh man. Grace might go back into the bag now that I'm a forehand guy again. Project Grip. A little too high and a little too much hyzer. Wow. These things are going. And they're going 50 to 75 feet farther than the backhands. All right, Bullseye. They're handling the headwind so well. I'm gonna throw this like on like a baby flex. See if we can't throw it so far it goes into the pond over the disc golf basket. I love the angle. Dude, these Graces absolutely crush, for at least for me, on the forehand. Really solid workhorse driver all around, backhand, forehand. It's a disc you can put in the bag for all different shots. And now that we have it in more plastics, you can bag the stock one for a little bit more of that flip. And now you can bag the Bullseye one for a little bit more of that extra stability that you just saw on, those last couple throws. Let me know, you guys gonna bag the Grace? I think I might actually throw it right into my bag immediately. I've been bagging the this guy right here. It's called the Climo Skyway. And I've been liking it for all these the same types of shot shapes, but man, I think I might like the Grace a little bit more. You can see quite similar flight characteristic to the Skyway. I think the Skyway is a similar like speed rating. I think it might also be an 11, but the Grace is quite wide in my opinion for an 11 speed. I think they could have easily labeled it an 11.5 or a 12. But I mean, I think you guys saw it here. You saw it in real time. The Skyway is officially out. The Grace is officially in. Stay humble, live with gratitude. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video, and take care.